Hello viewers, let's talk rally. But before we do so, let me tell you what is our studio today. We are sitting in an Subaru XV 2021, brand new model with e-boxer powertrain. This car was granted to me by Subaru Import Polska, and I will show you a quick review of this car within the next few days on my channel, so be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. Now let's talk rally. Let's start with Toyota Gazoo Racing news, and let's start with their driver lineup for 2022. We can be almost certain that Jari-Matti Latvala will get the contract for Elfyn Evans and for Kalle Rovanperä. Both drivers bring huge points to the team, and as Sebastian Ogier is about to departure, they still have a problem with the third Yaris. Ogier has already stated that he wants to start in Monte Carlo and 3-4 other rallies. We still don't have the calendar, so we still don't know which ones he's going to choose. But the remaining rallies, the third Yaris is free for someone else. Jari-Matti is thinking, of course, about EPS Lappi, but he will decide after Rally Finland, where Lappi is going to be using the newest Yaris as a privateer. Jari-Matti also said that he would be very happy to get the opportunity to test a Rally1 car. It is, of course, up to Tom Fowler, the technical director of TGR, to organize such tests, and first of all they have to think about the program of tests they have. But Jari wants to test the car in order to get the feeling of it, to understand what the drivers are telling him, also to give some of his own input. And I think that's a great idea, as Jari-Matti is the most experienced driver in WRC history, and he was also taking part in WRC in times with 2-liter WRC cars. Then in the 1.6-liter era of the first generation WRC cars, and of course in the 2017 plus WRC cars as well. All of this experience is surely going to have some influence on the development of the current Rally 1 cars. So I would be happy to see Jari-Matti actually participating in such tests and seeing the results of that. The carousel of co-driver changes continues. Keaton Williams, who stepped into the right seat of Takamoto Katsuta's Yaris, will not be taking part in Rally Finland. His family matters are so tough for him that he decided to actually withdraw from rallying for now on. For how long, it's hard to say, and this means that Takamoto had to search for a different co-driver for Finland. That different co-driver is going to be the recent co-driver of Oliver Solberg, Aaron Johnston. Aaron Johnston will start with Katsuta, and Oliver Solberg will start with Craig Drew. Craig Drew is a relatively inexperienced WRC co-driver. He only started in 3 GB rallies of WRC. He is more of a co-driver for American rallies. He spent several years in America during rallies in Subaru team. Subaru, well, just like the car I'm sitting in today. And that's actually where they know each other from. Oliver Solberg was also part of Subaru of America rally team in 2019, when they actually were in the same team. They were not the same pair in a car, but they know each other from there. Both Craig Drew and Aaron Johnston's participation in Rally Finland is going to be just a one-off, just a trial to see how it goes. If it goes well, probably those cooperations will continue throughout the season, throughout the rest of the season. If not, we will see. And I must tell you that I'm really amazed with all of these co-driver changes. Where is it coming from? Why is it so often happening? What's going on in the co-drivers market? So I really don't know what to think about all of these co-driver changes, all of these co-driver rotations. Where is it coming from? Nothing like this has ever happened. Actually, I don't recall anything like this, and I'm actually very much focused on rallying for nearly 30 years now. Since the early 1990s, I'm witnessing all of the drivers and co-driver swaps in the WRC. It always was my thing. So it's a bit odd, especially that there is the saying that a good couple, driver co-driver, to get to a world championship is to not swap them, not change them. You can see how perfectly it worked throughout the history of both Sebastians, Leb with Daniel Elena and Ogier with Julien Ingresia. They are always together since early stages of their careers. This brought them to several well, over 10 drivers titles, nearly 20 drivers titles altogether. So this really is amazing, and this is, I think, one of their strengths is that they are always together as a pair. So let's see what this co-driver swapping in the market takes, where it takes us to. And now let's continue about rally. So Malcolm Wilson and Andrea Adamo have actually been very upset with the timetable of with the itinerary of Monte Carlo 2022. Andrea Adamo actually said that it's plain stupid to not have a service break during Friday stages. It is obvious that we have to have a day without service in WRC. That's one of the rules for a few years now, but not to have a service midday on Friday is a bad idea, because we are starting a new season with totally new machinery, Rally1 cars. And according to Adamo, there should be a service break to adjust the cars, to test them, to see how they are doing, maybe do some additional programming during service. That is important, and I think that the organizers of the event should actually do something about it. They should react to the things that both team bosses are saying. Let's get back for a moment to the Azores Rally, last weekend's ERC round, and Dani Sordo has said quite a few things about how his rally went. He was very pleased with the way the rally took place for him, with the amount of stage wins, with the pace they had on MRF Indian tires. And he actually said that he could have been faster if it wasn't for the fact that he simply ran out of tires. Mikkelsen, using Michelin's, had still some fresh rubber for the final loop of the rally, which gave him the advantage and eventually the win of the rally. Still, second place for Sordo and MRF, to that matter, is a great achievement. Next rally, Rally 5, is going to be for sure another rally which will be dominated by Sordo and Mikkelsen, as they are WRC drivers, and the rally will not be a tarmac one like it was last year. This time they are driving on gravel. Some stages, or even most stages, will be the same as on the WRC round. So for both Sordo and Mikkelsen, that's something they are very familiar with. Now, Rally Azores have also brought Andreas Mikkelsen closer to his chase for the driver's title in European Rally Championship. He's now 34 points ahead of Erflen Larena, and even I think something around 40 points ahead of Miko Marczyk, the third one in the championship. And that is not much if we consider we still have 3 rallies, 40 points from each rally can be taken, but this is still a huge advantage to start with. Past week was also a witness of another shot of Fabia Rally 2 test, the new Fabia Rally 2, which will be based on the 4th generation of civil road-going Fabia. And those tests took place in Oninpoja in Finland. After Czech gravel and tarmac tests, which participants were Kopecki, Mikkelsen, Mick and Tiedemann, now Chris Mick himself was trying out Fabia for several days on Oninpoja, exploiting the car, pushing it to the limits, making it better. And the input of Chris is actually so big that the organizers of those tests, the Skoda Motorsport team, are so pleased with what he was able to do that they are thinking of organizing a program for starts for Chris for next season in this brand new Fabia. I think it's a great idea. Fans love Chris. I love him. He's a great driver. He gives plenty of entertainment to the fans. It would be great to see him on the stages again. And if we are talking about next year and next year programs, let's talk a little bit about the calendar. We so far have 10 rallies confirmed. We know that we will have Monaco, Sweden, Portugal, Italy, Kenya, Estonia, Greece, Spain and Japan. Officially, we are adding the 10th rally, that is Finland. The documents will be signed during the next week's Rally Finland. Right now, we have got the confirmation by speaking that it is going to be part of next year's championship. We also know that it's very probable that Croatia will take part in the next WRC, as this rally was brilliant, and I tell you this from my own opinion. I've been to Rally Croatia. It was absolutely fantastic. Brilliant roads, great for spectators, beautiful countryside, and I think very exciting rally as well. The remaining 2 spots in the championship are going to be divided between Ireland Australia or New Zealand, and Mexico or Argentina. To be honest, despite Ireland is supposed to be a tarmac rally and I'm a huge fan of tarmac rallies, I would opt for Australia or New Zealand and Mexico or Argentina, as when you look at those rallies that are already confirmed, we only get Kenya and Japan outside of Europe. The more outside of Europe events we get, the more intercontinental, the more world rally championship actually is. So I would opt for, let's say, Australia and Mexico, and 2023 New Zealand and Argentina to be part of the WRC. For the end of today's vlog, I would like to push one of the subjects that has recently came to my mind, and that is the judges of the rally. The judges that actually make less and less sense for me. Judging in rallies is, and in sports events in general, in motorsports events in general, is, well, confusing. Sometimes judges gives you penalty, in other times they don't. Sometimes the penalty can be suspended, in other times it can't. And what I'm actually aiming to is the penalty Johan Rossel's team got after Acropolis. They were disqualified from the winning position in WRC3, and they have appealed from that penalty to that penalty, and it is going to be considered by judges in November, early November. Early November is after Spain, 2 rallies from now. Just one event to go, Monza. And what are they going to do? If they withdraw the penalty, Rossell will have a huge advantage over Kajetanovic. If they don't, after Spain, Kajetanovic can equal or even surpass Rossell to the lead in WRC3, and Monza would be the decisive rally. That would be good for the sport, that would be good for the fans. But if Rossell keeps his points from Acropolis, then even before Monza, Kaito will still be behind, and far behind. Probably it will be very hard for him to catch up. And of course, I am a Pole, I cheer for Kaito, he's my driver in WRC, but that's not my point. My point is that what do judges want to do with the appeal for nearly 2 months? It's September, it's late September right now. We have over a month before they get to that point. They got the appeal, they have all the data, they just have to sit down on the table, talk about it, and get the final opinion. We suspend the penalty, we keep the penalty. That's it. Why does it have to take so long? That's stupid. Oh, and on this terrible disappointment, I would like to end today's vlog. I still hope that you've enjoyed watching this. If you do, please remember to subscribe, to click the thumbs up button, and to comment on the vlog. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.